Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatic. Medusa went.
Never opportunity to the possible zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke Brgie ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko bịa kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpee ezinụlọ ha ọkụ. Ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụla dị ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma ọ ga-adịrị onye ahụ na mma na ezinụlọ na mma site gosi wee na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo possible zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke Brgie ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko bịa kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpee ezinụlọ ha ọkụ. Ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụla dị ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma ọ ga
one big massive problem we have. The same thing that happened to in Akwa Ibom. If they succeed in triangulating, because in life everything is in triangle, if they get away, if they take you Boshak or Zakot, then we are finished as a people. Completely gone as a race. You will come back home, you know the way to your father's compound, because they are coming. Program is everywhere in Biafra. They will overrun us in a matter of minutes. And the world will not talk about it. Because mankind is afraid of Biafra. They believe that Biafra, after Biafra comes, the world will come to an end. Ask any wise man, they will tell you. They believe that Biafra is the last miracle. Once it comes, life will come to an end as you know it. They will know that they are wrong. We know that this very promise that was made to us a long time ago, only if we go back to the Most High, we will realize our potential must be seen in our lifetime. Biafra is very old. Those who don't know what Biafra, I'm from Afara, a place with B.I. in front of my village, you have Biafra. So we know who we are. We are not mistaken about our belief in the irreducibility of Biafra as a nation, as a people, as those who have come here to bring life to the world. That's what we answer Indian person. There is no place you go to Mujubu and answer it. I don't know, not even the Jews answer Mujubu. I'm sure you know what it means. We have a place in Erugu called, what's the name again? It's called Umwan Igwe. Is that correct? The children of the kingdom of heaven. I don't know what else you need. We shouldn't be here in the first place. We should be in our land development during it. So I can travel all the way from my village and I can go to, maybe travel to Amansi and then go back the same night. We have the potential in this room to do it. Only if we can rise up to that very challenge. That is why the same way that Israel stood against every God is how Biafra is going to stand. Not just as a pinnacle to the survivability of the people who are downtrodden, people who we have pressed down for very long, but as a willing testimony to the kindness and the goodness of the Most High Biafra. I thank you all very much for listening, and I do hope in time to come that you bring yourselves to appreciate what Biafra is. Thank you very much.
Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bad. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But you know, as my own oro, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But
they are panicking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are live and we are direct. They are panicking. Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking. Onyemuche has come back. Biafrans are coming back to my page again. Yoruba. It is the truth. I tell you the truth. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're holding my life, you take it. Was Shoyinka not corrupt?
I will be here to fight because Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself on hold up. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Londugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining me on today's program. I welcome every one of you and I appreciate you for being part of the program today. Please like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. Make sure you share this program so that everyone will have the knowledge of what is going on. Do not keep the message to yourself alone. Make sure you invite someone to join us on today's program. We have to continue to preach this gospel of Biafra, to bring updates to Biafran people and tell you what is happening. I have just played some reminding messages. Those messages and intros that I play are to remind you where we are coming from, to show you what we have passed through and the lane and road we are coming from. Today is weekend, Saturday. Saturday is a special day, a day that the Biafran people come together to raise funds for the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Wherever you are in Biafra land, you must be part of this very move. Wherever you are on the planet Earth, you must be part of this very movement. There is something you can do. If you cannot participate financially, you can participate in other ways. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Begin to ask yourself, what are you going to do in this era of Biafra? Every one of us must contribute, more especially those of us living abroad in the United States to be precise. The restoration of independent state of Biafra lies in our hands, and we must all rise up now and participate wherever you are on the planet Earth. This responsibility lies on your shoulder. Don't wait for anybody to force you. Don't wait for anybody to preach to you. We have to restore our nation Biafra. Time has passed when we are on defensive. The Zoological Republic called Nigeria has made the Biafran people to be on defensive for so many years. For very many years, we have just been defending ourselves and defending ourselves and defending ourselves. Always on defensive. We are always trying to make people accept us. We are always trying to apologize, even when we are not at fault. We are always trying to call for peace. But it has gotten to a point where we can no longer take it. We have gotten to the breaking point, and where we are today is a time where we have decided to take our own freedom in our own hand. As it stands today, it is Biafra first. If you are a genuine Biafran and you're not putting your nation Biafra first, I am sorry. I do not know the kind of Biafra you are. I don't know the kind of Biafra you are. Put your Biafran first. Put your own nation first before anything. Put your nation first. There is nothing you can be able to do without putting your nation first. Wherever you are, every one of us must make sure that we put Biafra first in everything we are doing. This is not the time to please anybody. This is not time to please anybody. It is time for us to like ourselves and please ourselves. You must like yourself and please yourself first. It is Biafran first. Anything that does not promote Biafra, stay away from it. Anything that does not promote Biafra, stay away from it. It is either Biafra or nothing. Don't pay attention to any propaganda or blackmail from the pit of hell. They are going to push their propaganda. They will come with blackmail. They will come with a lot of distractions. Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. Do your own part and let Chukwu complete the work for us. Don't wait and say that Chukwu will fight for you. No. Chukwu is already fighting for us. That is why he gave us leaders. Leaders who are committed and know what they want. We have the leaders who are committed and know what they want. Yes, because Chukwu made it so. So it is left for you as an individual to do your own part. It is left for you to do your own part. Don't allow yourself to be deceived. Do not allow the propaganda of the enemy to get hold of you. They are going to do everything possible to stop us. We will not be stopped. The battle for the freedom of Biafra has been won spiritually. It is only remaining the physical aspect. In that physical aspect, you have a role to play. I have a role to play. Wherever you are watching me from. Today, being Saturday, is one of those days you have to show that truly you are ready to be free. No matter how little, no matter how big, every one of us have a responsibility wherever we are. This responsibility has been called upon right from the time of Nnamdi Kanu. We have all been called upon to take responsibility, no matter how small. And today, the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is still calling us to take responsibility. I don't know what you're waiting for. I do not know what you're waiting for. I don't know who you are waiting for. This is the time for us to rise up. We must rise up. We must rise up. That is what we should do. Every single one of us, we must rise up and do our own part. And I want you to hear this message from Nnamdi Kanu. What you are hearing today didn't start today. It started from origin. Play your own part so that our freedom will be signed and sealed.
That is why an organization as big as the World Igbo Congress could not make any iota of difference in our lives. As big as they are. With WIC here, why would Nnamdi Kanu come from the UK to come here to lobby your lawmakers? Why should I? You are the ones to do it and tell me what is happening here. That's right. What we ask you to you will not do. Ordinary $1. $1. Do you know how much it costs to engage a lobbying firm in Washington, D.C.? I ask all of you, go and try and recruit one tomorrow. Can you quote? Ordinary $1 was a problem. $1 became a problem. Can't you afford $1? How come you can't do never in a month? You can't afford $1?
Why not?
Because Fulani people are laughing at us. They are counting on that thing you have inside you, that destructive demonic spirit in to question and to argue everything. That's what they're counting on to colonize and enslave us.
Always.
When they speak, they say, we know you can never be united. We know. Only $1 only. Is it going to kill you?
No, nothing.
No $1. You're not an IPOB. You don't contribute. Later you ask us, when is this Biafra coming, sir?
That's how they do.
It's not funny now. It's not funny.
Others came here and they got something, including very recently in Tanzania. Because some of these were, there was the drive us away. They will say, oh, God brought you to bring Biafra. Biafra has now come, so you can go home and dance there. Let technocrats in America come and run it. After all, I'm a manager with IBM or Google. Yeah. That's what you will say to us. And mark it down. This thing is going to happen. You will come from America to tell us that you are coming from a country in the world. You know how to do it. Yes. That we that suffered and died should get away and say that. Are you doubting me?
Yeah, no. That's what they're waiting for us. I know them. We have the awareness.
Come and join us to make Biafra a possibility before it becomes the reality of our time.
That was Nnamdi Kanu calling on Biafrans to rise up and support the restoration of Biafra. But of course, many of them did not listen. And so many people you saw sitting around Nnamdi Kanu there are not here today. So sometimes when you see Nnamdi Kanu speak, you think everything he was saying in that video, those people sitting beside him are the ones he's talking to. So many of them are not with him today. So many of them sitting around there are the people today that are making sure that he's not released. They have all deserted Nnamdi Kanu. And today, they are all on their own saying a different thing. There is only one man today that have taken it upon himself. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. He wasn't even there then. But today, he's in the forefront, fighting for the restoration of Biafra. And this same call Nnamdi Kanu made is what he's making today. Some of us have that money to sponsor Biafra, to sponsor the restoration of Biafra until it comes. But your greed, your self-centeredness will not allow you. And some of them who are refusing to join today, a time will come. When the time comes, they will be the ones to be in the forefront. They will be in the front to tell you how important they are. They will be in the front seat to take charge and take over everything. They will come to display their certificate and whatever. My fellow Biafrans, if you know what you will do today, while there is still time, do it for the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Biafra must be restored. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, whether you support or you don't support, Biafra will definitely be restored. Let's hear this message from our Prime Minister.
Is a question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1967-1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? Dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do. That is exactly the brain we want to bring to Biafra. We want to bring Biafra, and Biafra will be divided along tribal line. That Efik, Ijo, Ichekiri, all these people will be the confederated state of Biafra. You are going to have your own government, your own autonomy, make decision, control your natural resources. If you have 1 trillion ton of whatever you have in your land, you control it. And we are going to have the central government. And it is going to be joint military. The military is going to be like a NATO. If anybody is attacked, the entire Biafra will come. So we are going to have one common defense system. One common defense system. You see, just like this Europe is a little bit different. Europe is, they have countries and all that. And within this country of Europe, there are countries that have autonomy, that have also autonomy within their own countries. Believe me, this is what they don't want us to do. This is what they don't want you to do. The Europeans discover that when they are together as one bunch people with different background, different culture, different language, different understanding, different thinking, things were not working. Things were not working. From 1940, 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, when these countries in Europe were still in one big for nothing country, there were no progress. In fact, do you know that, let me tell you, when they tell you that in Nigeria, in Benin or so, or is it in Ibadan or so, they have television before Switzerland. They have television, TV in Nigeria or in Yoruba land. Yoruba land, they have TV before Switzerland. Do you know why? Do you know why Yoruba were able to have television before some countries in Europe? Because that time the economy was divided along tribal line. You have, they call it region. They call it regional government. They call it region. It is not region. It was divided along tribal line. And the tribe were allowed to develop and govern themselves. And also, we were told that during that time, Oduduwa, Yoruba have their embassies, their consulate, even in the United Kingdom. And according to them, they even had their own passport. Although the one you see today, Yoruba people you see today, had their own passport.
Now you can hear the mystery why the zoo don't want us to, they don't want to split the zoo. You can now understand why the Western world are bent on supporting the Zoological Republic government, Zoological Republic government to continue to be there. They don't want us to progress. They want to continue to hold us captive. They want us to remain down, and they do not want us to see progress. That is why they have continued to support evil. That is why they have continued to promote a nation that will never survive. That's why they have continued to support a country they know that is not meant to survive. They continue to support it because of their own selfish interests. But in the midst of that, their selfish interests, it has come to a time when we will no longer allow them to dictate for us. The Biafran people today have taken up their future in their own hand. We have taken up our future in our own hand, and we can no longer allow them to dictate. That is why today the Biafran people are rising up in all fronts. Wherever you are as a Biafran, you have to rise up. You have to rise up. We are lucky that we have the people who have laid a foundation. Nnamdi Kanu laid a strong foundation for the defense of Biafran territory. Nnamdi Kanu put himself on the line, made sacrifice, and still making sacrifice up to this moment. He has never looked back. Even during his kidnap, after his kidnap today, he is still fighting in the front for us. Very soon he's going to be in the court of the zoo. We know that none of their decision will be on his favor, and we are not expecting them to take any decision that is going to favor Nnamdi Kanu or the Biafrans. That is why we have to rise up and fight. Today, it is no longer being on defensive. We have to go offensive. The Biafran people have to go offensive. That is the new spirit. Biafra first. Injustice against one, injustice against all. When one of us is being imprisoned, every Biafra is imprisoned. When one of us is attacked, every Biafra is attacked. You know, the same way we followed them up on the case of our beloved sister Amaka. You see the way Biafrans rose up, online and offline. We rose up and we stood for our sister Amaka. That is the new way of Biafra. That is the new system. Any place something happened to a Biafran, it doesn't matter whether you support Biafra or you don't support Biafra, whether you are what or what, regardless what you are, we are going to stand with that very person and fight it out. When we bring that person back home, we can handle our case. That is the new spirit of Biafra. This is no longer the time when you bring your brother out and allow them to kill your brother because you want them to praise you. We cannot sacrifice any Biafra for anything anymore. Biafrans have been sacrificed a very long time. And that is what the political elite are still doing today. The political elite are still sacrificing Biafrans. And we say enough is enough. That is why today, under the command of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, it is a different ball game. Every Biafra must be defended, no matter where you are, no matter your own belief, no matter your own ideology. You will be defended. That is where we are. Every Biafra must be defended. Injustice against one Biafra is injustice against all. We must gather together, put our heads together, and fight this once and for all. Whatever Mazi Simon Ekpa doing today is the foundation laid by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must stand because that is the way to get Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said we will never stop. We will never stop. It is either Biafra or that. It is either we get Biafra or we die fighting for Biafra. There is nothing that will make us to slow down. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it in ABC. When he was asked, is there anything that will be done to make you change your mind? He said nothing. There is nothing. It is too late. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it by his own self. He said, it is too late. There is nothing you can do to change his mind. That is why today, when I see the idiots who are working with the Nigerian government, the IPOB in Nigeria today, you go to their platform, they are talking trash. Instead of them facing the zoological republic, they are facing somebody who is fighting against the government. The same government that is holding you captive. I thought that people said that the enemy of the friend of your enemy is your enemy. We had a saying that said that the enemy of your enemy is your friend. The enemy of your enemy is supposed to be your friend, and the friend of your enemy is supposed to be your enemy. That is how it works. But today, instead of us having a common enemy as the Zoological Republic, the IPOB in Nigeria are taking their own brother as their enemy. And instead, they are becoming friendly with the zoo to attack their own brother. That is what we are seeing today. Is it not laughable? And they will come back and tell you that they are fighting for Biafra. They will come back and tell you they are fighting for Biafra. How can you be fighting Biafra, but you are the closest friend and the mouthpiece of the enemy of Biafra? How can you be fighting for Biafra? You are the mouthpiece and the closest friend of the enemy of Biafra. How does it work? And then you are fighting against those who is fighting against the enemy of Biafra. Who are you going to deceive? Some of them say our Prime Minister Mazen is too harsh. He is too violent. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was speaking and talking, raising flag. What did they do to him? Did they listen to him? Where is he today? He is in jail on solitary confinement for the past 3 years plus. Even when the court have said, let him go, they are still holding him. And you want Mazen Simon Ekpa to come and begin to romance with them again, right? So that they can eliminate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is your plan. You have tried everything to shut down everything that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have put in place. But Mazen Simon Ekpa said, no, that is why you are mad. That is why you are attacking him every now and again. And you think it's going to work. It is not going to work for you. And I want us to listen to this message from this very interview that was granted to our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to hear him out, what he had to say on this interview.
One of their principal ideas is that this should be done in a peaceful way. Is your group opposed to a peaceful way of achieving Biafra, or are you in support of both sides, whether peaceful or non-peaceful? What is your group behind?
I support both sides. If they give us peace, that is wonderful. If they decide to go down the route of violence, then I can give you this assurance today. Of course, your worldwide listeners and viewers may be able to note this. If they do not give us Biafra, there will be nothing living in that very zoo they call Nigeria. Nothing will survive there, I can assure you. You see, 1967 to 1970 is not 2013 to 2015. We had scientists then, now we have men that can make things happen, even better than what we had in the late 60s. So that should ring as a warning to all of them that we are not joking. I do not believe in peaceful actualization or whatever rubbish is called. I have never seen where you become free by peaceful means. If you know, you tell me. I'm a student of contemporary history. I have never come across anywhere in history books where you get your freedom out of a peaceful process. It's never happened. Never, ever, ever.
Now, let me ask you, if you look at the world today, look at a place like Scotland, where people, the Scottish, are in the process of trying to see if they will get their own country. Basically, the way they went about it was to say, we want to be separate from the British England, and they are putting a process where they will vote, and if majority of them say they want to move, and they will move. Now, I want to ask you, do you think that if you ask majority of Igbo people today whether they should be part of Nigeria or part of Biafra, that you have the numbers that will come to your side of the argument?
Yes, we have over 98% of our people willing. The other 2% are those fathered by Hausa Fulani men as a consequence of the war. Everybody born as a Biafran
Everybody born as an Igbo, Ibibio, Efik, Anangebanke, anybody born as a Joe has freedom implanted in their DNA. That is why we have autonomous communities. Have you seen anywhere in the world where you have autonomous communities? Have you seen? The answer is no. The reason why we have autonomous communities is because we are born to be free. We want to be autonomous, and that freedom must be carried right all the way to the heart of governance in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. We must make this very, very clear and abundantly clear to our people that our quest is for us to be free. You mentioned Scotland. Scotland is already a free nation. What they are seeking in Scotland is independence. We are not free and we are not independent either. So that is why the same scenario doesn't apply at all. In Scotland, as a Scottish person, you have your own parliament. You can do whatever you like. You even have what is called tax-raising powers. You can raise taxes or you can lower them as you like. The Scottish Court of Sessions is in charge of the entire legal process in Scotland.
Now, Nnamdi, let me ask you. I know. Why don't your group push for that in a place like the national conference that is going on now to get that kind of autonomy first, rather than now pushing for independence without whether Nigeria wants it or not?
The fact of the matter is that the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a democratic Biafra within a peaceful setting does not currently exist in that very place you call Nigeria. Mind you, that is the name of a river. Up north, you call them Niger, which is French. If you come down a little bit, it is called Niger, which is English. And the people that live around it are called Nigerians. The only place, or part of the only place in Black Africa where you name a people after a river. I have never seen any civilized country in the world where people are named after a river. It's never happened before. The people own the river, not the other way around. By tacitly accepting the word and the tag Nigeria, what it means is that you never had any history until Frederick Lugard came, which is a fallacy, it's an abomination, and nobody should be saying that. Coming back to what you said, there is no way we can run for office as a political party. We tried it with ABGA and it did not work. These issues were thrashed out very well. Is that the people that control the levers of power within Nigeria are not politically sophisticated enough to appreciate the finer point of political discourse. In other words, that disputes resolution can best be conducted within a political setting where people are civilized. And I'm afraid to say that what I see in the zoo they call Nigeria.
I hope you have listened to this very video that I played and you saw it clearly. You heard the word of Nnamdi Kanu on that video. He made it clear that there has never been any country that come out of their so-called peaceful talk or whatever, that he doesn't believe in on those peaceful bullshit. He said it there. And as much as he said it, he also said that the gate is always open. The gate is always open for discussion. If they want peace, we give them to them. But if they don't want peace, whatever they want, we give it to them. Nnamdi Kanu said it in ABC. In that very video, he said it. He doesn't believe in their so-called peaceful whatever nonsense. That no country has been able to get their independence based on that peaceful rubbish they are talking about. But today, with these informations that are there for you, still, you see the IPOB in Nigeria fighting against Mazi Simon, saying that he is violent. Calling Mazi Simon violent. A man who is only defending his own people. Defending his own people, making sure that Biafran land is protected. Through the Liberation Army, he has tried as much as possible with the Biafran government to equip the Liberation Army through your support. Through the support of Biafrans. Every one of us that is participating on fundraising every Saturday, like today. Today is Saturday. Every dime you have contributed on the fundraising today, Mazi Simon have been able to use it and raise an army that will defend the Biafra land, protect life and properties. Instead of people giving him accolade, instead of this IPOB Nigeria praising him and thanking him for what he has done, they are fighting him. They are calling him names. They are distracting him. Look at the Nnamdi Kanu, who they called their leader. You heard his statement. He was very clear in his statement. He didn't miss word in saying it. He said it exactly the way it is. He doesn't believe in all those nonsense, peaceful talk. He said it is not It's not as if we are making it up. In case you didn't hear it, I want you to listen to it again, where he said it.
Ideas is that this should be done in a peaceful way. Is your group opposed to a peaceful way of achieving Biafra, or are you in support of both sides, whether peaceful or non-peaceful? What is your group behind?
I support both sides. If they give us peace, that is wonderful. If they decide to go down the route of violence, then I can give you this assurance today. Of course, your worldwide listeners and viewers may be able to note this. If they do not give us Biafra, there will be nothing living in that very zoo they call Nigeria. Nothing will survive there, I can assure you. You see, 1967 to 1970 is not 2013 to 2015. We had scientists then, now we have men that can make things happen, even better than what we had in the late 60s. So that should ring as a warning to all of them that we are not joking. I do not believe in peaceful actualization or whatever rubbish is called. I have never seen where you become free by peaceful means. If you know, you tell me. I am a student of contemporary history. I have never come across anywhere in history books where you get your freedom out of a peaceful process. It's never happened. Never, ever, ever.
Did you hear it? He made it very clear. If they want peace, we'll give them peace. If they do not want peace, they want it the other way around. We give it to them in a full dose. And by the way, he said he doesn't believe in the peaceful, washy-washy word. That there has never been any place in history where people got their freedom through a peaceful means. It has never happened. Not even in one place. It has never. There has never been such a thing. So when they bring their blackmail and lie of peace and peace to deceive you, do not pay attention. But yet, today, the people that call themselves the student of Nnamdi Kanu, go and check what they are doing. They are attacking a man that is standing on the foundation led by Nnamdi Kanu, a man that knows what he wants, a man that has devoted his own time, his own career and everything, and committed it to the restoration of Biafra. Instead of supporting him, they are busy distracting him, fighting him right, left, and center. It is sad, but that is the truth. Wherever you are today, today is fundraising. Make sure you are part of the fundraising today. Join the fundraising today. It is going to start by 8 p.m. Biafran time. 8 p.m. The link is all in all our platforms. All the platforms of Biafra government is there. Or if you want to get the link, just go straight to the platform of our Prime Minister on X. Go to X. Type Simon Ekpa. On his platform, you are going to see the link to join the Zoom. Join the Zoom meeting and make your contribution. Join the Zoom meeting and make your contribution. Whatever you have to contribute, join and make a contribution, and I bet you, you will never ever regret it. Every dime you contribute, every penny you contribute, you are going to see the result of it. Already today, you can see a lot have been done with little or nothing. The very little amount that is being raised, you can see what is being done. Biafra government have achieved a lot. Biafra government have achieved a lot. The Liberation Army of Biafra is fighting on different fronts with the little fund that they have. Wherever you are, know that our freedom cannot come cheap. Freedom doesn't come cheap. It's not dashed out. Freedom is not given to people a la carte. No. Freedom is not given as Saraka. No, you have to fight for it. You have to fight for it. That is why they say fight for freedom. You never see where they talk beg for freedom. You don't beg for freedom. You don't just ask for freedom. You fight for freedom. Every people that have gotten their freedom, they fought for it and they got it. That's different. People fight for their freedom. Any way you can think of, people fight for their freedom and they get it. And that is how it works. Except you are ready to fight for your freedom, you can't get it. The more you continue to pretend, the more you continue to pretend that all is well, the more you deepen yourself into captivity. If you want to be free, you have to be ready to put up a fight. You have to be ready. There is no two ways about it. You have to be ready to put up a fight. You have to fight for your freedom for you to get it. That is why today, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, is in the front of the fight, confidently calling on Biafrans far and wide to come close. today he has been able to establish a government, legal government of the Biafran people. And the government have gotten the mandate of the Biafran people. More than 50 million Biafrans voted for Biafra. So what else do you want to see? What else is holding you? What else is holding you? More than 50 million Biafrans have given their vote for the restoration of independence in Biafra. You have no excuse whatsoever to give. There is no excuse to give. In this era that we are, every single one of us is supposed to pay attention and do what we have to do. Stand up to the occasion. Do what you have to do. Play your own role, play your own part, and make sure that your own word counts. Make sure that your own word counts. If you can do that effectively, I bet you, at the end of the day, you'll be glad you did. Do not be deceived. Do not be distracted. No matter the temptations, no matter the obstacle, no matter the distractions you see, do not fall into that deceit and blackmail. Every one of us must continue to pursue our freedom, because the zoo is not a place to be. The zoo is not a place to be. It is not meant for human beings. That is an animal kingdom. And we must get out. The insecurity in Nigeria is created and orchestrated by the government itself. The government is the one terrorizing the citizens of the country. Not only the Biafrans, right from the north to the everyone is being terrorized, but every other person is trying to adapt to that system. But we, the Biafran people, we are outspoken and we are freeborn, and we never allow slavery or tolerate it. That is why the Biafran people are speaking. The insecurity in Nigeria is created, orchestrated by the government itself against its own people. In case you are doubted, I am going to play an interview that was granted to the Zamfara governor. Let us listen to this interview that we're going to use on this program and end our program. Let's listen to the interview of the Zamfara governor, what he had to say.
We know where these guys are. We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them as a government?
Of course we do. They live with the same community we live.
So why is it difficult to get them?
That is the $1 million question that I should ask you.
Do you see a governor of a state saying that he knows where the terrorists are? He knows their parents. He knows them by name. He knows where they are. They are not hiding. And the presenter is asking him, why are you not going after him? Look at the governor turning back to ask the presenter that is the $1 million question he wants to ask. And he's laughing about it. He is smiling about it. When we tell you that the government of Nigeria is the one terrorizing its citizens, you wouldn't believe it. Everywhere you have insecurity in the zoo, the government itself orchestrates that insecurity. Look at the chief security of a state, a governor, coming in public, in national TV to admit that he knows where the terrorists are. They were the same people that came together and baptized them and called them bandits. He is here admitting they know where they are. They know their parents. They know where they grew up. They know their friends. They see them on daily basis, but they don't arrest them. A governor testifying and admitting, and he is laughing about it. Meanwhile, innocent citizens are losing their life. Meanwhile, the country is plunging into destruction. Now you understand why Biafrans cannot fold their hands. You now understand. Let's hear him out.
Trying to understand, for those of us who are now conversant with Zamfara, have never been there, and we hear you as a chief security officer speak tonight to say you know these people, but yet you can't get them. It's a head scratcher. The story that was out there with the change of the commandant was that he raised some concerns and accusations that the outfit is not being equipped and is not being funded to fight the war you have set it up for. And then he was changed a couple of weeks after.
That is not true. If you had listened to the police when he was arrested and interrogated, it was a different story. What we found out was that he was fully involved in that operation in Mada. The records are there. You can get this information from the Commissioner of Police in Zamfara State. So it's not true.
Great. Mr. Governor, I'd like to take you back to my first question when I asked you about what your state was actually dealing with. Because we hear banditry in Zamfara in the northwest of Nigeria. But by our understanding, and the simplest definition of banditry, involves groups of armed thieves. So these are thieves with just arms. Yet the challenge seems, grave, that the Northwest, and particularly Zamfara State, is not able to deal with a group of thieves who have arms. So,
do you see? This is the evil Nigeria is. These are a bunch of terrorists, but during the time of late Muhammad Buhari, they decided to baptize them and call them bandits, to hide them from international communities. These are a bunch of terrorists that hold automatic machine gun. We have seen them on picture, we have seen them on video, but they continue to address them as petty thieves. Who in his right senses will see the kind of sophisticated weapon these people are carrying, taking innocent life on different days, and they still call them bandits? These same people that are calling terrorists bandits, we are very quick to proscribe people who are carrying only flag. They were quick within a short space of time to proscribe people who were carrying only flag. But today, terrorists that are active up to this minute as we speak, they have not designated them, including Boko Haram. Nigerian government have not designated them terrorists. They have not. That was why one of the former presidential aspirants came out and said that they are foot soldiers. They are foot soldiers in the north. The northern foot soldiers. And he didn't only say it, Buhari himself said it also when Jonathan was trying to wipe away the terrorists in the north. Buhari came out and made a case for them. And they turned it again and they said that Jonathan was fighting against the north. But today, look at the same terrorists. They have baptized them bandits. And this is a woman in the studio telling them that the bandits, we know bandits as thieves, petty thieves who go and snatch things from people. But the people you are calling bandits are not just petty thieves. These are sophisticated armed men, terrorists who are taking innocent life. Why have you chosen that title to give to them? And I want you to listen to his answer for you to see the evil in the zoo. When we say the zoological republic is evil, I want you to listen to what he's going to say on this very part.
But by our understanding, and the simplest definition of banditry, involves groups of armed thieves. So these are thieves with just arms. Yet the challenge seems, grave, that the Northwest, and particularly Zamfara State, is not able to deal with a group of thieves who have arms. So do you feel the narrative is correct to say what you're dealing with in your state is banditry, or is it something more grave than that?
Well, it all depends on classification. You can call them bandits, you can call them thieves, you can call them any name. But my understanding is what will be the reason for these banditry activities. That is number one. Two, if you talk about Niger Delta, I will say yes, there's an economic reason why people are fighting to get certain things. If you look at Boko Haram, you will say that it's a religious issue because they believe in their faith and therefore they want to defend their faith. What is the reason in Zamfara? We are the same people, 99.9% same religion. So what is the reason? What are they fighting for? This is the question.
Have you been able to find an answer to that question?
That is still what we're trying to do, because I cannot understand why. And imagine if today they're going after government officials, they say, okay, they have grievances with government officials.
Well, we call them zoo.
But they kill innocent people that barely even eat 1 square meal in a day.
And you call them...
What could have been the reason? That must be crazy. And that is still what we're trying to find out. And to deal with that is you need to deal with these people decisively.
In your mouth.
And in taking that decisive measures, let's talk about the role of the federal government in all of this, because so far it's been your effort we've talked about. How much of an influence does the federal government have in, or has in, fighting this war with you in Zamfara State? What's been the involvement
You know,
of federal
the
government?
security situation is not just for Zamfara. It's across all the northern part. However, Zamfara play a dominant role in terms of the banditry because this is where they hibernate. They move from Zamfara to Katsina, Niger, Kaduna, Sokoto, and so on and so forth. And you know, it's the responsibility of federal government to provide safety of people, lives and property, which is the security forces that include the military, the police, as well as civil defense. Yeah, they're doing their best. However, there's a need to do more to deal with these guys decisively. Like I said, we know where these guys are. We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them as a government.
Of course we do. They live with the same community we live.
So why is it difficult to get them?
Ask him.
That is the $1 million question that I should ask you.
Just imagine.
We are trying to understand for those of us who are now.
You asked the governor, he said, who is to answer the question? Look at the way a governor is smiling at the terrorists taking over his state. He's smiling at it. He is laughing. When he's asking a question, he's laughing. But when he comes to Biafra land, where we are only asking for our independence and defending our land, you see them using jet bombers. You see them using armor tank, rolling out all their ammunitions in Biafra land. Chukwu Okike is going to send all of them.
Conversant with Zamfara, I've never been there. And we hear you as a chief security officer speak tonight to say, you know these people, but yet you can't get them. It's a head scratcher.
It is something that we are trying to all put our heads together. That is why, from what I can do as a governor, to have this CPG as a first line of defense. Of course, military are there, police are there, as well as civil defense, but they are not under my control. They are under the control of federal government, and they are doing their best. And like I said also,
terrorist government.
Our security forces have the ability to crush these guys.
But they are not.
They're trying their best.
Trying their best.
Like what happened within the last 3 days when one of the major kingpin, Halilu Sububu, was killed. It is a combination of both military as well as the CPG and the community that made it possible. And I commend them for that.
Okay, I wanted to take you back to one of the questions you raised tonight about what is fueling this in Zamfara, because you seem to say, it doesn't look like there's a religion undertone to it. The people they kill are also poor, so they're
very poor for that matter.
So there is no
barely surviving.
To go after them. But there's a question of the mining, the natural resources in Zamfara state. Don't you think that is enough to fuel all of this in Zamfara state? And I wanted you to answer if the ban placed by the federal government is still in place on mining in your state.
The ban has been in place since 2018, so it's nothing new. I also met it. What I did on my own part is to also make sure the traditional institution do not give this consent form or consent letter for any mining activity in Zamfara state. And it's one reason why we had to issue an executive order that will stop giving out consent letters on mining by traditional rulers. Now, yes, there is a kind of correlation between insecurity and mining. And that's the reason why we're making conscious effort to have a clear understanding between the state and the federal government on what will be the best way to go about it. Of course, it's about revenue as far as I'm concerned. If we're able to get it together and make it functional, that means there's an additional revenue that will be coming to state government, which will be used in making some significant projects that will be for the benefit of our people. And I'm happy there's that synergy now between the state and the federal government in terms of mining activities on what will be the way forward. We're trying to fine-tune the whole thing.
Okay, so if I understand you, this ban on mining that has been in place hasn't really shifted the needle in terms of the nexus between mining or illegal mining and security in the state.
What I'm hearing is that some of the bandits are also engaged in some mining activities. For example, the guy that was killed 3 days ago, the Halilu Subu. But the rest are just artisanal miners, so to say. So it is something, like I say, we're trying to fine-tune to understand what is really happening and what would be the best way to make it effective and functional, so that in the long run, there will be revenue coming to both federal and the state governments.
My fellow Biafrans, you have heard, when we talk about the criminality of the government of Nigeria, people will not understand. But this, I just showed you some samples for you to understand Nigeria is not a country and will never be. The structure is a destructive one, and it is structured to make the people destroy, to make the people continue to feel pain. That is why we have to work out. And I bet you the Biafran people are doing the right thing. And as we speak today, Biafra is going out of the zoo, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not. Our Supreme Nnamdi Kanu is going to join us very soon. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be coming to their court on Monday, as they said. And we are hoping that through our effort and what the Prime Minister is doing, they have no choice but to let go of him. But if they refuse, they are going to continue to receive the baskos. Do not pay attention to the IPOB in Nigeria that are busy pushing lies and propaganda. IPOB in Nigeria are busy deceiving people, saying something that is not true. The IPOB in Nigeria are busy talking lies everywhere, but we will not allow them to succeed in all those their blackmails and lies. We will continue to pursue the restoration of independent state of Biafra, come sun, come rain. When they tell you a lie and they tell you they were the one that made Nnamdi Kanu to be released last time, it is all a lie. The reason Nnamdi Kanu was released in 2015 was because of the work of the Avengers. And Nnamdi Kanu himself thanked the Avengers by himself. And this is the video which I promised you I was going to play.
Not minding our previous stupidity when it comes to the issue of Biafra. I'm also a United Delta. Government said it here, Tompolo. A brother and a friend that I like very much is here. Because during the Avengers time, this Tompolo, I'm reading his words today, went to a meeting and gave them the order that the release of Nnamdi Kanu from detention is the #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers. #1. How can I forget them? That is why I fight for all of us to be free. I fight and I struggle. Anytime I remember what Niger Delta Avengers did, what our brothers did on the high seas, for me, I say we must go. Let us get Biafra first, then everybody can go their way if you want. I'm telling you the truth. But we must all be free. The #1 demand of Niger Delta Avengers, when a ship was hijacked, everything that they were doing was the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I will never forget. Sometimes I speak in a manner that most of them may misunderstand, but in my heart, every blessed day, I pray for our people from the southern part of Biafra. Let me tell you remind you once again about, if you are from these states, you are a Niger Delta. Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers, including those in Auchi.
Hope you have heard him. You have heard the speech of our Supreme Nnamdi Kanu, and that is how it is. For some of you who are latecomers, who do not know what is happening, that is why we play these videos, to take you back to where we are coming from. and I have another information. In this one,
tell
we
your
are going to
daughters
see
and sons to be mindful of strange movements and sudden invitations. This young, beautiful lady was invited by her boyfriend, and now she has been used for rituals. Her head was burnt into ashes and pounded to prepare soap concoctions for quick money rituals in Ogun State. Her name is Sulaiman Adijat, a young, beautiful lady who was handed over to ritualists by her male friend. He sold the entire body parts of Adijat after secretly mutilating her, and in the end, she was being distributed like a commodity and resold to different buyers, including church pastors and clerics who works for Yahoo Boys. According to the report, the beautiful lady, whose name is Adijat, left her home on Tuesday, the 9th of January 2024 at around 10 a.m. after returning from her workplace in the morning where she works as a security guard. And as at the time of the incident, it was reported that she was on night duty. And according to her close relatives, Adijat left home on the fateful day. Immediately, she received an invitation call from her male friend whose name is Aziz. She had put on a nice outfit for the invitation, unknown to her that she would never return home again. The families begin to search for her when she was not seen up till the following day. Her phone line has been switched off without any trace. And by the third day, a report of a missing person was made at the police station. And during police investigation, it was discovered that her male friend, whose name is Aziz, is the prime suspect responsible for the incident. But unfortunately, Aziz has now fled and escaped arrest, but all his accomplices has now been arrested, and from their confessions, Adijat's head has now been used to prepare soap concoctions for quick money rituals. This is heartbreaking, and we console the families and relatives of the victim. Tell your daughters and loved ones to be wary of their movement in the coming days. And also, tell the working boys who depends on ritual soaps from clerics to boost their fraud, Yahoo, and businesses that Nemesis will catch up. Findings have now shown that several pastors and alphas are now involved in giving ritual soaps, which is secretly made up of human heads and body parts to their clients. And surely the harsh repercussions of money rituals and human sacrifices will one day befall them as they continue to bat with unknown mixtures given to them for magic wealth. A pastor of the Kerubu and Seraphim Church and another pastor who owns a church in Ikotun, Lagos, were both tracked and arrested by the police following their patronage and purchase of human parts from the same dealers who distributed Adijat's body. The herbalist who bought the complete missing lady and another cleric who purchased Adijat's head from him and burnt it into ashes before pounding it into soap was also arrested, and they all confessed to the crime. Unfortunately, Aziz, the male friend and the prime suspect who invited Adijat to his place, is yet to be arrested. The herbalist also confirmed to the police that the prime suspect, Aziz, who is presently at large, is a regular supplier of humans and various body parts and organs whenever it is needed, and that several other young innocent people has been captured and distributed just like they did to Adijat. Several bags and belongings of various ladies who have fallen their victim in the past and has been used for rituals were all discovered in the herbalist shrine.
Orí àti ọwọ́. Orí àtọwọ́. Orí àti ọwọ́. Àtọyàn. Orí àtọwọ́. Ọyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Iṣẹ́ wòlíì. Torúkọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì. Òkè Gbédìde. Bọ̀ kílẹ̀ yín ti rà lọ́wọ́ àìsílà. Mi ò ra gbé ẹran lọ, mo sọ fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ẹran wá 10,000 naira. No, a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ mí ni ẹran. 10,000 naira. 10,000 naira. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Kílẹ̀ fi ṣe? Mo fi ṣe àṣírí bíbò òṣòlẹ̀. Àṣírí bíbò òṣòlẹ̀.
Peter Olúwa ló lè ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Peter 48 years. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Kíánẹ́sì. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. God has done it. done it. Mistaken mi ìlú rárá rí mi ìlú.
Òkè gbé dìde. Òkè gbé dìde.
Òkè wo lẹ gbé dìde? Òkè wo lẹ gbé dìde nínú ìjọ yín? Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Gbókè kankan dìde.
Gbókè kankan dìde.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ̀kọ́ lórúkọ Ọlọ́run ẹbí tú àwọn èèyàn jẹ. Ẹ̀ ń lórúkọ Ọlọ́run ẹbí tú àwọn èèyàn jẹ. Àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tá a bá níwájú yín lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n kó síwájú yín bá ta ló ní àwọn iṣẹ́ wo lẹ fi ṣe.
Èmi ni mò ń lò fún ara mi.
Ẹ mú kinní kan dání lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
This, what you saw now, is ritualists in Yoruba land. But you will see them busy broadcasting Biafra land. If you go to their conventional media, you cannot see this kind of video. Go to their conventional media, you can never see it. You see them, they speak in their language. But when it comes to the issue of Biafra, they use movie, film, and everything to begin to tag us names. They call us ritualists. That is why I have made up my mind that I will be sharing this kind of video. Whenever I see it, I will share it. So that the world will know that the name calling they are calling us is all a lie. It's all a cover-up. They call us those names to cover up their own evil. We have been silent for a very long time. We can't be silent anymore. Anything we see online, we will bring it. This, what you saw, is not movie. That is ritualists in Yoruba land. You saw their pastors is involved, their imam is involved, their youth and their children are all involved. You see them, and there are thousands of videos like that. But you never see them promote it in their media because they are in charge of the media. But instead, they will focus on the Biafrans. They will use the Biafran people to cover up their own evil. But going forward, the same cup you used to feed us, we are going to feed you with the same cup. My fellow Biafrans, I think we have to stop here so that we can go and prepare for the fundraising. Let every one of us join the fundraising. It is very important. Don't find yourself missing. Give your own support on that fundraising. Make sure you are part of it, because we will continue to defend and protect Biafra land. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, Biafra land must be protected and must be defended. We cannot allow the enemies to take charge in Biafran territory. We will continue to fight until we win.
And we are not going to stop. I want the world to understand me very clearly. We are not going to stop. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter how many lives they extinguish. It doesn't matter the genocidal tendencies they bring with them into our land. We are not going to stop. Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody remotely interested in justice and peace must understand this. Our destination is freedom, and that very place we're heading to is Biafra. And nobody is talking about the agreement and how Nigeria become a country from amalgamation to fake independence to today present Nigeria. They put it under the carpet because nobody have risen up to challenge them. Nobody have risen up to question the existence of Nigeria. Until now, we are questioning it under the Biafra government in exile. I will question it with gun, we will question it with bomb, we will question it with civility, we will question it diplomatically, and we will question it politically. And that is the multi-dimensional approach. That thing they are avoiding to discuss, that particular existence of Nigeria or continuation of Nigeria, they have been avoiding to discuss, will be forced to discuss. There will be... I finish with them. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, but since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself in war. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lord, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra,
and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is a fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from?
They are panicking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are live and we are direct. They are panicking. Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking. Onyemuche has come back. Biafrans are coming back to my page. Yoruba. It is the truth. I tell you the truth. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're holding my life, you take it. Was showing cannot corrupt?
Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically. If it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle. From the beginning. In fact, if Her hair, Medusa's hair is snake.